Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary. Just give me one sec. Apologies for that, guys. I had a stream of light in my face. I couldn't see anything. So welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. My name is Becky. My email address is here. That's becky@tradictive.com. There's also support@tradictive.com. So you've got those two email addresses that you can get hold of us on if you have any questions. I'm going to put the disclaimers up there on the screen. They're on the top left-hand corner. I won't read them to you. So if you do need to pause the video to read them for yourself, then by all means, please do that. Now, let me just show you another link that you can go to, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now, with that link, I'll show you what it is in a minute. With that link, you can go to ask questions in a public space. You can get some platforms and apps, and you can also book one-on-one coaching. So let's bring that up. tradewithufos.com/Becky. You've got supported apps and platforms, coaching that you can book. And if you scroll down here, you can log in for free and you can ask questions in this area, which is a great place to do that because then we can answer questions there and everybody learns from the same space. So ideally, that's where you go for questions. So we send out an email every day, Monday to Friday, that has information on major world markets looking at 3 different elements. That's what we call our 3D market commentary. So let me bring that up. So that's the email that we send out. And of course, it's relevant to market data. So the 3 different elements that we look at, firstly, is market climate. Now, let me if I just move this over a little bit so you can see it better, that should be better there. So, sorry, first things first is market climate. Market climate means what's the likely upcoming market direction? Is the market likely to go up? Is it likely to go down? Or is it not likely to go either way? And therefore, we get a better idea of whether or not we buy, sell, or do nothing. We use an app to help us. It's called AutoClimate. Now with AutoClimate, which is this app that we see here, it's free on most platforms you can get it on. And what AutoClimate is doing some calculations for us and telling us where the probabilities lie. So if we focus on the dots, ignore the lines, just the dots for now. If we had a thick blue dot, that tells us probabilities up. If we had a thick red dot, that tells us probability is down. If we had a thin dot of either color, that tells us probability is neither direction. So we use this app and we're going to have a look at it on each of the markets that we look at to see where the likely direction is. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO stands for unfilled order. And essentially what we're looking at here with the buy and sell UFOs is where do we have buyers and where do we have sellers in these markets? Why is that useful? Because if we have lots of buyers, and the app shows us this, we're using AutoUFOs here, an app that shows us where the buyers and sellers are. If we have lots of buyers, they're likely to push price up. So as an example here, price came down, hit these buyers and was pushed up from there. That's why we want to know where the buyers are, because they're likely to push price up. Equally, we want to know where the sellers are, because sellers push price down. So same here, price came up, hit this stack of sellers and came down from there. Which again shows us that knowing where these buyers and sellers are gives us a good indication of where price is likely to rise and fall from. So we'll look at that per market as well. Then we'll look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect the markets to move up or down. So we will start with the S&P 500. That's the top 500 US stocks. There we go. And we are looking at daily charts for each of these markets. So daily timeframes is what we're looking at. Okay, so with the S&P 500, the top 500 US stocks, we have a thick red dot. That tells us probability is downwards. The market is likely to go down. Now, when it comes to buy and sell UFOs, unfilled orders, we have sell orders up here between 4739.5 to 4695. They're quite close to us relatively. We have buyers quite a way below us down here at 4479.75 to 4436.25. So overall, probability down here with the S&P, with the US stock market, probability to the downside. We've got our climate saying down, we've got sellers closer to us, and we've got space to go before we hit buyers that could push price up. So overall probability down. Now, with market volatility, we'd expect that in 1 year, the S&P 500 would go up or down by 19.19%. So in a day, that would be 56.37 points. In a week, 124.09 points. And in a month, 258.32 points, either up or down. So that's what we expect there for the S&P. Moving on to the next market, which is oil. And as I load oil, just to point your attention up here to the different courses that we offer. We do courses in a bunch of different things, so check out what we do. Most of the courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms you can use it on, but AutoUFOs is a subscription-based model, paid for subscription, where people subscribe for a small monthly fee and get access to these apps. Depending on which platform you use, depends on the cost. Essentially, we are using AutoUFOs to show us where these buyers and sellers are. Now, you get them for 3 months as part of most of our courses. Actually, most of the time it works out cheaper to get a course and then get access to the apps for 3 months than it would be to just use the apps. So check that out and see what works out best for you. Okay, so crude oil, we have a thick blue dot. Again, I think my face is in the way there, so let's do that. We have a thick blue dot, probability there to the upside. Now, something to bear in mind is that we've been going up for a while now. We have gone past what would be a normal move to the upside. We're overextended. We've gone too far, basically. We still do have probability upwards, and there's no sellers in the way to stop us at the moment. But just bear in mind that the further we go past what's normal, the less likely it is to keep happening. Now, we have buyers literally just underneath us that we've just touched by the look of it. They are between 82.94 to 81.39. So we've got probability up coming from the climate and probability up coming from the UFOs. Lots of probability up at the moment, so still likelihood to the upside, but just bear in mind the fact that we're overextended. That could go against us. In terms of volatility, in 1 year, we'd expect oil would go up or down by 41.18%. But in a day, 2.16 points up or down. In a week, 4.76 points up or down. Or in a month, 9.91 points up or down. So that's oil. Okay, the next market is gold. As I load gold, to point your attention down here towards our coaching and support, we do loads of coaching and support for free on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. So join us on those sessions where we show you putting this into practice and placing trades in live environments. So with gold, we have a thick blue dot, probability there to the upside. Now we are here, this is where current price is. We have buyers here at 1802 to 1781.3. We have sellers here at 1873.3 to 1844.2. And we're kind of in the middle. So for the time being, the probability is coming to the upside, and it's coming from that auto climate. So probability up here with gold. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect gold would move up or down in 1 year by 14.73%. In a day, that's 16.9 points. In a week, 37.2 points. And in a month, 77.44 points, either up or down. So that's gold. The next market is the US dollar. Now, we looked at the US dollar right at the start when I was showing you an example. So we're looking at something we've already looked at, but let's just be more specific about what's going on here. So on the US dollar, we have a thick red dot, probability downwards. Now we have buyers that we've just hit between 94.645 to 93.865 that have pushed price up already. Now we do have some sellers above us, further above us than the buyers are below us, between 96.67 to 96.33. Overall, probability still here to the downside from the climate. Price has just pushed off of these buy orders, so there might be a bit of a fight going on, but for the time being, still probability slightly there to the downside. In terms of volatility, we'd expect that the US dollar might go up or down in 1 year of 5.57%. So in a day, 0.33 points, in a week, 0.73 points, and in 1 month, 1.53 points, again, either up or down. Okay, the last market, last but not least, is backed Bitcoin. As I load back Bitcoin, just to show you down here about TOP. TOP is our platform. It stands for Tradictive Options Planner. However, you can use it if you are a futures trader or a stocks trader as well. So back to Bitcoin. We have a thick red dot here, probability there to the downside. Now, if I just squidge price a little bit here so we can see the buyers. So we've got probability to the downside coming from the climate. We've got sellers reasonably close to us between 47,610 and 45,705. And we've got quite a lot of room until the buyers kick in at 32,820 to 31,615. Overall, their probability to the downside. Now, usually we would expect that in 1 year, Bitcoin would go up or down by 62.63%. So in a day, that's 1,687.71 points. In a week, 3,715.32 points. Or in a month, 7,734.05 points. Again, movement either up or down. So that's the last market. What we've looked at for each of our 5 markets, we've looked at 3 elements. The first one is market climate. Using auto climate, where do we see that we have probabilities? Up, if we had a thick blue dot, like that. Up, down, if we have a thick red dot, or nowhere, if we had a thin dot. So we've looked at that per market. Where are the probabilities? Then we've looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where do we have buyers that could push price up? Where do we have sellers that could push price down? And how close are they to current price? We've then looked at volatility, how quickly we expect the markets to move. Last thing to look at is going to be our weekly economic calendar. Now we get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news, meaning we want to know which scheduled news reports are coming out that could have an impact on the markets, cause it to move, add volatility. The more volatility there is, the more risk there is, potentially the more reward too. But as traders, we want to be aware of what's going on so that we can decide what we do accordingly. So with that in mind, today being Monday, all of the news that was scheduled to come out that could have a high impact on the markets already has. It's Martin Luther King Day, I believe, in the States, which means that the US markets might be affected by a national holiday. In China, we've had some news come out early in the morning US time that again could affect Chinese markets. So if you trade those markets, be aware of it. Otherwise, nothing left to say until we come back for tomorrow's market commentary. So join us then. It will be my colleague Boyan taking it on that session. Remember, you can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky if you have any questions. So if you go to that link and you come down to this area, at the top, you can get apps and platforms. Then you can come down and book coaching if you want. But down here, if you scroll down, log in for free. You can post questions here. I can then answer them here and we all learn from that area. If not, you can email me if you feel more comfortable to do that, becky@tradictive.com. So I will love you and leave you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you have a great trading day, great start to your trading week, and I will see you later on in the week. So take care. Bye-bye.